feeling?
The Room 204 Interview Show. Today's guest is Ms Judy, starring Isadora and Jay. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Room 204 Interview Show. Today our guest is Ms Judy. She's a visiting teacher at our school. When is your birthday? How old are you? When were you born? When were you born?
So do I talk into this mic? Well, I'll tell you my birthday. It's May 16th. And I actually have a friend who's going to have a baby on the same day soon, so that's exciting. And I never tell people how old I am because Ms. Judy likes a bit of mystery. And let's see, I was born in Kingston, Ontario. So that's a little bit east of here, east of Toronto.
When you were a child, what was your favorite thing to do at school? Why?
Two questions. Okay, that's okay. Do you want me to answer that one first?
Yeah.
So, first I'll say that my favorite thing to do when I was a kid, which was a little bit in school, but was out of school too, was, you might not be surprised to hear, put on puppet shows. So, those of you that know Ms. Judy, you know that I have a puppet friend. And when I was little, like even 5 years old, I used to make up entire puppet shows with all of our puppets. And when I was like 6, my mom and her mom's friends used to have me do puppet shows for their little sister's birthday party, my little sister's birthday party. So I was doing and playing with puppets since I was a really little kid. And I guess my favorite thing at school would be to do writing, to make up stories.
When you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up? Why?
When I was a child, I wanted to be an actress because I worked with puppets and in theater. And I was an actress for many years. And I worked in theater. And I went to theater school at York University where I studied theater. And isn't it interesting that now as a teacher, I use theater when I'm teaching too.
Why did you become a mindfulness teacher?
That's a great question. So first off, I've been practicing meditation for a long time, over 20 years. And I know. Oh, you're starting to guess how old I am yet? And I started practicing with a Chinese teacher first. And then later I had an Indian teacher. Yeah, exactly. And I began to just do meditation for myself. But I'm the kind of person that whenever I really, really like something, I like to share it. So for example, I used to do dance, and I love dance, and then I like to share it. And I had a dance company, and I began to do meditations in all of my dance classes. And then I went to school later to study to become a meditation teacher. And I used to teach adults. But then I had 2 kids. One was in kindergarten and one was a baby. And I couldn't go and teach adults when I had a baby at home. So I went into kindergarten classes and I started teaching kids. And I loved teaching kids. And people might sometimes ask me, well, like, other than the fact that it's just fun to teach kids, why do you want to teach kids meditation, right? And I will say because I think that kids are brilliant and I think you're going to learn so much. The world is really fast now, and there's all these things for you to learn, which is going to make you really smart. But sometimes the world is going so fast that it can be like too much. And so we learn mindfulness and meditation so that we can help to kind of become focused and slow down in a world that's on a hamster wheel a lot of the time. And all around you things are fast and really distracted. So that's one of the reasons. And the other reason is I believe that when I teach you mindfulness and meditation, it helps your gifts to shine in the world because you can focus on your amazing gifts. And when your gifts shine, the whole world is a better place. That's why I like it.
What do you like about your job? What don't you like about your job? Why?
Yeah, the yin and yang, right? What do I like? Well, I like that I get to meet kids like you, and I get to meet passionate teachers like your teacher, and so I get to share experiences and knowledge. That's really fun. I'd say that's probably my most favorite thing, is just to go in and to share and meet other kids and get hugs and have fun. And I also like hanging out with Monkey Mind, because sometimes he says stuff and I don't even know where it comes from. So I like to be creative. What I don't like, sometimes my voice can get sore, because if I'm doing a lot of Monkey Minds, you notice the Monkey Mind talks really high. And so if I'm doing a whole bunch in a row, it's kind of exhausting on my voice. And sometimes I don't like it when I get to really like people and know a class and then I have to go. So I came in your class 4 times, right? And then I had to leave, so then I miss you. And so that's kind of hard. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite food? Why?
Okay, my favorite food? I actually like Indian food. Yeah. Do you know some Indian food?
I'm Indian.
So my favorite is sag paneer, because I used to live in Little India in Toronto, which is in the East End, and I'm vegetarian. So I like Indian food because there's lots of good vegetarian foods.
What is your favorite color? Why?
You know, my favorite color changes. So right now my favorite color is green because it's winter, and so I love to think about that beautiful green color. But sometimes my favorite color is purple, like my shaky jar.
What's your favorite song or band? Why?
Okay, favorite song? That is really hard for me because I have a lot of favorite songs. So, you know what? I like the blues a lot. You probably haven't heard the blues, but it's kind of funny because I'm a meditation teacher, but I like the blues, which is the kind of songs that talk about, oh, it's so sad, but I like it because it has a really good beat and it's kind of groovy. I like stuff that's groovy, that has soul. So I like soul music.
What's your favorite children's book? Why?
Okay, I think this is a children's book. Now, it's kind of an adult book too, but because my daughter read it last year, I think it's a children's book. It's The Hobbit. Do you know The Hobbit?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a movie too. That is one of my favorites. And I have to say that I also read Harry Potter's for the first time last year, because my daughter she's in grade 5, but last year she started reading Harry Potter and I never read them before. And they're pretty good too. But The Hobbit is still my favorite. And Anne of Green Gables when I was a kid.
If you had $1 million, what would you do? Why?
Okay, well, if I had $1 million, I'd probably try and buy a house in Toronto. Hopefully I could still buy a house in Toronto with $1 million, because I would love to have lots of space. I'd like to have a meditation room, and I'd like to be able to walk out and on my deck see the birds, and just to be able to walk outside and play in the backyard. That's why.
What is your favorite city? Why?
My favorite, what? Which city? You know, I think my favorite city is Paris. I've only been there once when I was a kid, but you know, I get to practice my French there, and it sounds so romantic, and they have really good, I don't know, you think of eating all those chocolate croissants. So yeah, I think that would be my favorite city.
What is your favorite children's movie? Why?
Okay, well, my favorite children's movie is a movie from a long time ago, which you guys might have seen it. It's called The Princess Bride. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that. It's a beautiful story. And also because it has fencing in it, and I take fencing. You may not know that about Ms Judy, but I fence with swords, and there's a really cool sword scene in The Princess Bride.
Thank you to being on our show. Join us next time for another episode of Room 204 Interview Show.
This is the best interview. Thank you. I loved it. And maybe next time I'll bring Monkey Mind. You can ask him some questions.